Friends, old age means that hair turns grey, early the body weakens, teeth become fragile, cheeks sag, one gets tired quickly, the face loses its glow, the digestive system worsens, vision weakens, and so on. These are all signs of old age. But it no longer happens only in later years. Even today, many young people are affected by early aging. So let's understand this through a Buddhist story. Friends, once Mahatma Buddha went to the royal court of an emperor. As soon as he arrived, he asked, "Raja, tell me, how are the people of the village?" The Raja replied, "O Lord, thanks to the teachings you have given us, the people in our village, even at 60 years of age, look like they are 20. It seems as though everyone's aging has stopped completely. Stopped, Lord. Everyone in our state is healthy, resting peacefully, and no one needs medicine. Our people are entirely well and very happy." Friends, today's story is very informative, so listen to it until the end. Through this story, you'll understand why aging arrives at an early age. As you know, Gautama Buddha was once an emperor too, but he left everything behind and adopted the life of a monk. Because of this, he knew everything about what we should eat and what kind of daily routine we should follow. Friends, today we are going to learn about Mahatma Buddha's 12 important rules, or in other words, we will uncover the secret to a complete life. Therefore, it is humbly requested that you listen carefully to the entire story, and after hearing these 12 things, implement them in your life. If you adopt these teachings, you will surely never fall ill, and aging will not affect you. Friends, we will understand this through a story so that each point sticks in your mind and you can apply it to your life. So, let's begin with the story. A long time ago, there was a king named Badar Singh in a kingdom. The king was very kind, just and fair. He had 2 queens, both of whom were very beautiful but also very cruel. Despite their beauty, they shared the king's religious nature. The king loved justice so much that his subjects never suffered, as he had formed a cabinet with 9 ministers. Each minister was assigned to a department responsible for ensuring the people's food supply, and different tasks were distributed among them. The king gave such strict instructions that anyone negligent in their work would be sentenced to death. Because of this, the cabinet ministers worked with great honesty, and whenever the king had to deliver justice, he did so impartially, understanding both sides deeply and making a fair decision. Because of this, the people of the kingdom were very happy, and every week the king would tour the kingdom. During these visits, all the villagers were gathered to report how much grain was in each household and whether or not there was food in every home. The king's arrangements ensured that his subjects lived prosperous lives. The kingdom ran very smoothly, and the people were satisfied. Due to this happiness, the people always praised the king. Similarly, one day during a gathering, a farmer and his wife approached the king and said, "Maharaj, today we have a serious problem. Please solve our issue." The king said, "Tell me, what is the matter?" The farmer responded, "I have 2 sons, and they are very young, about 26 or 28 years old at most. But they look as if they are 60. Their hair is falling out, their stomachs are growing, and they have become very lazy. They don't do any work. We have tried many medicines, but there has been no improvement." The king replied, "All right," and ordered his ministers, "The sons of this farmer should be treated by the royal physician, and the expenses should be covered by the state treasury." The minister followed the orders, and the physician treated the farmer's sons using funds from the treasury. However, after a long period of treatment, the farmer returned to the gathering and said, "Maharaj, there has been no relief. My sons are still the same." The king said, "Very well, we will think about this." While pondering the situation, another couple arrived, also crying with the same problem. Gradually, the issue escalated, and one by one, more than half of the villagers approached the king, leaving him bewildered. He immediately called for an emergency meeting, declaring that it was imperative to resolve this issue in the state. He ordered a full investigation to determine why the youth of the state were looking prematurely old and exhausted. The king mandated that action must be taken urgently, with everyone going door to door to uncover the cause of this phenomenon. All the famous healers were summoned, and an emergency meeting was held to discuss the matter. The king addressed the healers, giving them 10 days to investigate and identify the disease affecting every household or the cause behind this problem. The king promised that whoever discovered the exact diagnosis of this condition would be rewarded with a kingdom. All the nobles got to work, going from house to house, investigating day and night for 10 days. Afterward, in a state assembly, all the royal physicians and healers gathered. The king asked each healer for their findings, but despite their efforts, none had found a solution. Then an elderly healer, around 125 to 130 years old, stood up and said, "Maharaj, based on our findings, I feel there is an issue with our lifestyle and diet, and that is why this is happening. However, we do not have a clear solution for this." The king was perplexed to hear this from the elderly healer who was 13 years old. Then the king said, "What will be the solution to this problem now? You must tell us the solution as well, because we have been living with this distress for a month. Our people have been worried for the past month, and seeing this, we too are restless. Even my hair has begun to fall out. In our family, whether it's the queens, the princes, the princesses, or anyone else, everyone is facing this issue. After all, everyone is concerned. Please tell me the solution." Then the rash Vidya stood up with folded hands and said to the king, "Please forgive us, but we do not have a solution for this. However, there is one person who does have the solution to all these problems. If we summon that healer, then all the issues of your kingdom will be resolved, and all the illnesses will disappear forever. No one else has the solution but him." The king said, "Healer, quickly tell me." "Let's not delay such an important matter. Tell me as soon as possible, great man. What is the name of this wise person? We will invite him to our kingdom." The healer replied, "Forgive me, Maharaj, but we do not know where he lives. He must be preaching in some state. Send your soldiers throughout the kingdom. Have them search for the state in which Mahatma Buddha is preaching. Where and when is he giving his sermon? Only he has the solution to this problem, and no one else does." As soon as the king heard the royal healer's words, he ordered his most capable minister to find Mahatma Buddha as soon as possible and bring him to the kingdom with respect and honor. "This is our strict order. Take all the necessary spies and quickly find out in which state Mahatma Buddha is currently preaching. He will come, I'm sure. Send our message and tell him that the emperor is calling him. If he doesn't come, inform me, and I will go to see him myself with my concerns." All the ministers immediately dispersed in all directions. After much effort, they discovered that Mahatma Buddha was giving a sermon in a very distant place. The ministers went there, paid homage to Buddha, and said, "Lord Buddha, our king has summoned you. A great illness has fallen upon our kingdom. Will you please come with us?" Mahatma Buddha, being so kind and joyful, always had a single wish, that all living beings on this earth should be healthy and happy. In his mind there was no deceit. No one was deceived, no one was sad, and everyone should live laughing. As soon as he heard the soldiers, he said, "Why don't we go immediately?" Mahatma Buddha agreed to go to the kingdom with the minister, and his disciples accompanied him as well. The king warmly welcomed Mahatma Buddha to the court, greeted him respectfully, and invited him with honor. Then the king said to Mahatma Buddha, "Lord, our people are very joyful and happy, but today a great burden has befallen them. A calamity has struck. When calamity falls upon them, it falls upon us too. These are not just subjects, they are our family. Please solve all the problems." The king praised Mahatma Buddha, and the Mahatma was very impressed by the king's thoughts and ideas. Smiling, he said, "Why not? This is nothing. Everything will be fine. All the people have brought these problems upon themselves." Hearing this, the king smiled and said, "Sir, such a big problem, and you say it's nothing." The king then said, "All right, Guru. Do whatever is necessary. Please heal our people." A disciple who was in front of Mahatma Buddha stepped forward. When Buddha signaled him, the disciple said, "O Raja, give us an open space in your state where all the inhabitants can gather. A place with open air, natural sunlight, natural wind, and a golden atmosphere. Tomorrow at 4 in the morning, we will begin treating the people. But before we start, you must issue an order in your state that all the inhabitants, including yourself, must be present at that place. Starting tomorrow, a sermon will be delivered to all the people, and these teachings will continue for 12 days. During these 12 days, all your subjects will regain their health." The king was very pleased to hear this from the disciple's mouth. "In just 12 days?" the king said. "All right, any expenses required will be covered by our treasury." Then the disciple said, "There will be no expenses, Maharaj. You can rest assured. Simply give a strict order to your subjects that if they do not arrive by 4 a.m., they will be punished." The king implemented this order and said, "Everyone must be there tomorrow morning." The king chose a very suitable place and said, "Tomorrow all the people must arrive at this place. We will also go and listen to the thoughts of Mahatma Buddha. We will follow everything Mahatma Buddha says, and our spies will watch over the houses. Anyone who does not follow the instructions will be punished in the assembly." After declaring this, all the people greeted the king and said, "No, Maharaj, we will all be present there." Everyone greeted Mahatma Buddha and departed. The meeting for the day was adjourned, and Mahatma Buddha's sermon was scheduled for the next day. Everyone arrived at 4 a.m. to listen to Mahatma Buddha's sermon. Then Mahatma Buddha signaled to his disciple in the assembly, and the disciple stood up and said, "Starting tomorrow, the people of the entire state must begin drinking 2 to 3 glasses of warm water at 4 in the morning after waking up. This warm water should be sipped slowly from an earthen pot. Whoever does not follow this instruction will not find relief." This was Mahatma Buddha's first sermon. This first sermon must be followed, and tomorrow the second sermon will be given. Everyone must follow the sermon and attend the gathering there. Once finished, the next day, all the people were present punctually. Mahatma Buddha asked someone from the crowd, "What happened? How many people followed it?" Everyone raised their hands and said, "We have followed it, and today we feel much relief. Our stomachs have been cleansed well, our bodies feel light, and we look absolutely healthy." Then Mahatma Buddha said to the disciple, "Now the second piece of advice is that everyone must go for a walk. How much should they walk? Between 2 to 3 kilometers. The children and young people should run during this walk, and normal people between 40 and 50 years old should walk briskly, taking 1 step per second, 60 steps per minute. If they can run, they should not do so too fast, but should run only 2 to 3 kilometers according to their ability." That was the sermon for the second day. The meeting resumed the next day, and Mahatma Buddha again asked what everyone did during the first 2 days. Everyone present raised their hands in agreement. The disciple asked, "How do you feel now?" They responded, "Guru, We have no illness. It feels like we are completely healthy again." The disciple said, "Now everyone must do yoga and pranayama according to their ability. This includes pranayama like Anulom Vilom." He explained how to do Anulom Vilom and how to do Surya Pranayama. The disciple told everyone they should practice these exercises daily for at least 30 to 45 minutes. That meeting also ended, and the next day another gathering was held where all the people were present. After the meeting, everyone was asked about their routine and who had followed the instructions. They all responded, "Now we feel as though there is no illness. We don't need an alarm. Our eyes automatically open at 4 a.m. Hearing this, the king was very pleased, amazed that his people were healing without the need for money. The king immediately rejoiced and told Mahatma Buddha to greet him and ask him to stay in our kingdom. "Lord, don't leave from here." Mahatma Buddha smiled, as his way was always to maintain a joyful attitude and not to worry. He then said, "Now that everyone knows about prana yoga, the next step is that everyone should eat 300 grams of sev. You can eat more, but not less. After that, everyone can continue with their work." That day's meeting concluded and was dismissed. The next day everyone gathered, and they were asked who had felt so much relief. Everyone responded that they had fully recovered. Once again the disciple said, "There is still half of the rule left to fulfill. If you follow the entire rule, you will have no disease. Old age will fade, and it won't even approach you. Your masculine strength will remain intact, like that of our Mahatma Buddha, and your face will remain radiant." The disciple then explained the next sermon. "Listen carefully. From tomorrow until 7 or 8 a.m., you must eat sev. After that, 2 hours later, you can eat to fill your stomach, just as you do daily. But after eating, everyone must consume roti, a multi-grain roti, meaning a roti mixed with several grains. It must not contain wheat, as wheat is not good. Instead, it should contain millet, corn, and chickpeas. Everyone should prepare roti with these 3 ingredients. Additionally, on the plate, there should be a bowl of lentils, homemade ghee, and a bowl of mixed vegetables according to the season. Seasonal vegetables are good and edible, while off-season vegetables should be stored in the warehouse to preserve them for longer. Finally, 30 minutes after eating, everyone should drink a bowl of yogurt. If you also include this in your diet, then after half an hour of eating, add jaggery to the yogurt. If you do this, your food will digest much more easily. The disciple concluded by saying that the sermon for the day had ended and that the next day everyone should attend. By following these instructions, everyone went happily to their homes, following what had been mentioned in the sermon. The next day, the meeting was held, and all the people were present. They were asked who had felt so much relief. The people responded, "Lord, we have no illness. We are completely healed. It doesn't seem like we were ever sick." The king was overjoyed and said, "By eating this way, everyone has been healed." Gradually, it seems that all have become healthier on their own. Then the disciple said, "There is still more. Listen carefully. First of all, you must keep in mind that you should not eat and drink at the same time. If you have difficulty swallowing the food, take small sips of water. You can drink water between meals, but you must not drink large amounts of water at once. You can drink all the water you want, but only after 1 hour of eating. As everyone has eaten by 10 or 11 in the morning, you will probably feel hungry again by 4 or 5 in the afternoon. At that time, everyone must eat a plate of salad, and each person must eat the salad according to their weight. For example, if someone weighs 50 kilograms, they should eat the salad in proportion to their weight. If someone weighs 60 kilograms, they should eat 300 grams. If they weigh 70 kilograms, also 300 grams, and if someone weighs 80 kilograms, they should eat 400 grams of salad. The salad should contain carrots, beets, radishes, tomatoes, and a piece of ginger. Additionally, 3 or 4 cloves of garlic should be added for flavor. Black salt or roasted cumin can be added if desired. You must not eat anything before consuming the salad. Follow these instructions and return the next day. That meeting also ended, and everyone went back to their homes following the given rules. The next day at 4 p.m., they were asked how they felt and how their bodies were. Everyone had smiles on their faces, and their faces shone like light. It seemed as if their declining age had come to an end. The king was overjoyed and filled with gratitude, knelt before Mahatma Buddha and said, "Blessed be you, Lord. You have healed everyone just with food." The king added, "Maharaj, wait. There's still much to teach. When you finish explaining the entire sermon like our Lord, there will be no diseases, and no one in our kingdom will ever age." The king asked the guru to speak quickly, saying, "Tell us everything we need to know. I myself feel as though I have no illness now, as if I'm 16 years old again." "I'll tell you what to do. At night, everyone must have dinner before sunset, because when the sunlight hits our stomach, it feels heavy, and food digestion becomes slower. As sunlight decreases, digestion stops. That's why ancient sages like Asim Muni used to eat an hour before sunset. Eating early has 2 benefits. First, the food begins to digest while we are awake, and by the time we go to sleep, digestion is almost complete in 3 or 4 hours. This ensures restful sleep. If you eat late, your life will be negatively affected, as digestion will be incomplete, and you won't be able to sleep well. Therefore, make sure to eat dinner an hour before sunset and eat light foods. Choose multigrain roti and seasonal vegetables, but eat only as much as necessary, as if you've barely eaten. After an hour, drink a glass of milk with 3 grams of turmeric. The turmeric must be homemade, not bought from the market. A few hours before bed, you should do nothing but sleep and go to bed before 10 p.m. If you sleep at 10 p.m., you'll have a restful sleep, and all your food will have digested. When you sleep well, you will automatically wake up at 4:25 a.m. without any stress, and you won't have any illnesses. In short, listen carefully. Everyone must live in the present. Live life like small children. A small child doesn't worry if their mother is arguing with a neighbor or if there's food in the house. They simply eat what they have and continue playing as long as their stomach is full. In the same way, you must focus on the present and not worry about the past or the future. Don't stress over what you have today or what's to come in the future. Be happy with what you have and don't dwell on the past. Living in the present eliminates stress and worries, which prevents diseases. Remember to follow these rules and also never eat outside food. Prepare all your food at home because outside food is often adulterated. Whoever follows all these instructions will never age or get sick. Everyone should follow the same rules, and after a month, we'll hold a gathering here with everyone present. And so the days passed. After a month, Mahatma Buddha returned to the gathering. The king rushed out to greet him and respectfully invited him to his royal court. "Welcome, Guru, to our kingdom. This is your home as well," said the king. Mahatma Buddha smiled and asked, "Tell me, O king, how is everyone? How are your subjects?" The king replied, "Lord, the teachings you gave us have made all our people very happy. People who once seemed 60 years old now look like they're 21. Everyone's aging has stopped, and the people are resting and no longer need medicine. They are all absolutely healthy and happy." So, my dear friends, what did you think of Mahatma Buddha's 12 health teachings? Will you put them into practice? Leave us your thoughts below in the comments section, and don't forget to give us a like. Share this video with your friends and family and subscribe by activating notifications so you don't miss any of our upcoming teachings. Thank you for all the support I receive day after day. It encourages me to keep sharing these teachings, and your interest and participation are the reason I continue creating valuable content. I sincerely thank you for your constant support, and I wish you peace and well-being on your journey. Until next time, my dear friends.